let's just start with inflation. Okay, so that sort of started, um, during the first four Trump years, the end of the Obama years. I mean, the economy was fairly steady. We've had some growth. COVID hit, and whether you believe that COVID was handled properly by one administration or the other, it doesn't really matter. What ended up coming out of COVID as a result of lockdowns and then the subsequent stimulus that went out and printing of money and some bad decisions in terms of economic policy, we ended up with inflation. Now we also combine that with um, supply chain issues, and there were other issues, but let's just say we started with this. And every time we got like some kind of a data report, if if the data was good about the economy, that meant more inflation. So that was met with bad. And so the markets would drop. No good. If the data came out bad for the economy, investors like, oh, thank God the news was bad. That way, Powell will, cut rates. And so the market would go up. So we had, because of inflation, we had to raise rates. So rates went up, right? They went up. And well, that's not good. So market goes down. And we've been just waiting for, a time when inflation could cool off. So we got a little bit of cooling, although I would say there was a lot of cooking of the books. I don't believe inflation actually cooled. I do believe that the rate of inflation maybe came down a little bit, but we never got anywhere near 2%. And so, yeah, energy policy also had an effect on inflation. But we started, at least there was a, let's call it, I think we could all agree, perceived cooling of inflation. And so when that happened, that's when the Fed said, okay, we will cut. We will cut rates. And the market liked that. And then it went like this, and then it went like this, and then it went like this, right? But that was the narrative. So inflation wasn't really the narrative anymore. It was all about, is the Fed going to cut, and how much, and will they continue? And this narrative continued all the way into one of the most significant elections of our lifetime, in my opinion. After the election, the market seemed to like the result of it, and so the market initially, went up. But we still had problems, like the underlying issues, kind of like a house. And, you could put a nice coat of paint, change the front door, and change the windows, and reshingle this. But if you don't fix the cracks in the foundation or the leaks underneath the crawl space and whatever else, you're going to have this thing most likely is going to crack and then start leaning and uh-oh. And so there are a lot of foundational problems and leaks in the foundation of our economy. Number one is the dollar. Number two is the bond market, the yield curve, the inverted yield curve. And when Yellen needed to raise money for more stimulus, what did she do? She put out the 2-year Treasury note at a much higher yield than the 10. Well, why would anybody go after a 10? Why would anybody give the U.S. government their money for 10 years when they're not going to get a better rate for it? The whole point is you go out longer to get a bigger percentage. What did she do? She offered the 2-year at a much higher percentage to attract as much investment as she could to pay for the insane stimulus that they were going to continue to unleash into the economy, which caused more inflation, which upset the bond market. So these are just some facts and some things that went on. Dollar still in trouble. Bond market still in trouble. So now we're going to add to this tariffs. Whether you like them, whether you believe in them, who gives a shit what you believe, right? I certainly don't care what you believe. I don't even care what I believe. Not when it comes to trading. Ooh, he was getting really salty there for a minute. Are you getting a bit salty? It doesn't matter what we believe in tariffs. Believe it or not, it doesn't matter what you believe. They're happening. And so the question is, how does the market react? And then what's the reaction of the reaction? That's all that matters when it comes to tariffs. Whether you agree with them or disagree is of no consequence. The market maker could give a shit about your opinion about anything. The only thing the market maker cares about is if you have any out of the money calls that are expiring today. Truly, that is, well, and if you have any out of the money puts that could be expiring or in the monies. That's all the market maker cares about. And it's what drives this market. What's interesting is all this stuff I drew here, this is what drives the investors to put those calls and puts on in either direction in the first place. Do you get that? Like all of this mishigas here affects the emotions of the trader and how analysts are programming their algorithms, which causes the buying and selling of stocks and of options. And it's that buying and selling of options that forces the market maker to capitulate and move the markets up and down at different levels, which I'm going to show you. Is that incredible? Think about what I just said. If you read between the lines, nobody else is going to tell you this shit. They're going to tell you other things cause the market to move up and down and bullish and bearish and go this way and that way. It's all horseshit. We can't control inflation, me and you. We can't control the flow of data and whether it's good or bad, right? Or what the Fed's going to do. Or try to interpret all these numbers that come out. We have something to say about the election, but the reaction and the post-election reaction and the up and down and Trump's policies, Biden policies, who gives a shit when you're a trader? The only thing that matters is what do the algos do? What do the traders do? How do they react to it? And then what's the reaction to the reaction seen on the options chain as calls and puts that expire today? And then the market maker has to move up or down and break through levels. That's the game. Do you guys get it? Yes or no? You going to fight me? Going to disagree with me? What are you going to do? Do you see it? Like, this is the game. Like, I didn't know this. Okay? Right here. Right here is the game. This is the game. I forget who it was that said the first step in any game is knowing that you're in one. Do you get that? If you don't realize that this whole thing called the stock market and trading is a giant game and you're in it, right? And this is it right here. Don't be fooled by Kramer or by MSNBC or even by Stuart Varney, who I happen to like and respect. Don't believe any of them. This is the only thing that matters. And if you can learn how to read the reaction and the reaction to the reaction, you know what I'm talking about, right? And the calls and puts on the options chain and watch levels as they are breached and exposed and held and bounced. And when these levels get overbought and oversold, this is called technical analysis. This is the only thing that matters. Then once you realize that this is really the only thing that matters in trading, then you have to deal with your own head and your own emotions. Can you get that in check? Can you divorce yourself from the politics? Can you separate? Or a better word is distinct. Can your thoughts and emotions be distinct from your trading behavior? Like all this stuff that goes on, and you're like, oh, I can't believe Trump did that. Oh my God, Biden is so awful. Ah, right? Can you put that here? Right? And then here's your here's your trading mindset. That's it. Zen. Can you be just neutral? And NEU. Oh boy. Can you play the game of neutrality and keep all this over here and just be this little Zen bot? That's me. This is me right here. This is how I trade. There's my little beard. A little sideburn here. Thing going here. Right? This is me. Self-portrait. Sometimes I wear sunglasses when I trade. Okay? There we go. Zen. Can you do that? Can you keep all this stuff over here and be that? That's step one. Well, step one is understanding the game. Step two. The next is aloe, a plan and some rules to follow. And track what you're doing and just keep working this. Because if you don't have a plan, you're like, well, Michael didn't alert that he got out of NVIDIA. Well, what was your plan? Well, I didn't have one. I was just following you. Wrong. Got to work towards this. Be zen, be neutral, understand what you're doing, have a plan. Oh, I got killed on the VIX last week. Killed? Really? What was your aloe? Well, oops. I didn't get out at this. I didn't get out at that. I didn't get in too quick, too fast, too whatever. Rules, do you have any? Have you been tracking? And you just get better and better and better at this. And you get better and better and better at blocking out all the bullshit. And you get better and better in reading the charts. This is the game right here, folks. So don't get distracted with tariffs. Don't get distracted with, Truth Social posts by our president. Don't get distracted by mumbling and bumbling speeches and talking heads and the rhetoric that's out there on both sides, right? Just follow the charts. I have to tell you this and give you this lesson because you should see what I see. You guys do realize that we have an app that over 3,000 people have. And with two little taps of your cute little fingers, you can be messaging me directly onto my phone, right? And you do realize that many, many people do this throughout the day, right? So I get onslaught of commentary that you cannot imagine. And I'm so fucking zen that it doesn't bother me. And that's okay. I just try to keep it straight with them. Just keep it straight. Tell them the truth. Keep it straight. And so I just thought I would, pop into the room tonight and keep it real. And keep it real with you. And like this is what trading is. It's pushing emotions and get your away from your trading behavior and focus on the things that are important, like levels and out of the money calls and puts.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video from Trade With Me Now. Make sure to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel so you make sure that you catch our next video right when it's released. Also, if you have a question or comment, please leave that in the comments section below. And of course, if you want to learn more about Trade With Me Now or join our community of profitable traders, go to tradewithmenow.com. There's also a link in the description below.